All right, guys, we just had CBS Sports release their preseason All-American team. Alabama, Georgia, and Ohio State lead the pack. I'm going to react to this. I'm also going to react to a PFF preseason team, and then there's also rankings that I quickly wanted to talk about. But just looking at this CBS overall list, you can see they split it up by conference. The SEC, 18 total selections, including 8 first-team selections. The Big Ten also does have 8 first-team Big Ten or 8 first-team selections, only 11 total. So the SEC has 7 more. And you can just see the sizable difference. 8 in the SEC, 8 in the Big Ten, and then the Big 12 is next with 4, the Pac-12 with 3, 2 for the independents. I'm guessing that's both Notre Dame. And then just 1 first-team selection for the ACC, 1 for the American, and then 0 for the Conference USA. So getting into this, guys, in basically all of these, I do agree we have to be respectful. Go ahead and rank Bryce Young first team, although I think C.J. Stroud will get it. Bryce Young did win the Heisman. We have to understand that, but I think a combination of C.J. Stroud getting even better under Ryan Day, along with Alabama's suspect, inexperienced wide receiver group, I think C.J. Stroud ends up being the first-team AP All-American QB of the 2022 season. Bijan Robinson and Trevion Henderson, no disagreements there. Maybe Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn might get a lot of yards. We'll see. JSN and Jordan Addison, the receivers, seems pretty fine. Brock Bowers, the superstar tight end, who's now a sophomore. And then taking a look at the offensive line, you've got Patterson. There was a stat, I believe I read it in my last video. He didn't allow a single sack. You know, I don't know how impressive that is because he is a center, but he still is regarded as the best center in college football entering his senior season for Notre Dame, and we'll see how he does against Ohio State week 1 and Tyleik Williams. Maybe Tyleik Williams can get some pressure on him. We've got Peter Saransky, who is a very interesting story from Northwestern. I've talked about him a few times. 247 Sports had him as a 5-star. So this kid is very talented, and he decided to go to Northwestern for the academics. So good for him. Paris Johnson, major projection, right? Major projection for Paris Johnson. We hope he can live up to it. If he was a first-team, AP All-American, that would signal Ohio State would be undefeated, in my opinion, or at least, 1 loss. Connor Galvin, who is I believe, an interior offensive lineman for Baylor, and then Andrew Voorhees, another offensive guard for USC. He will be protecting Caleb Williams. Taking a look at the first team defense, Jalen Carter, everyone expects this kid to be Georgia's next breakout superstar defender. We know how they churn them out. They had so many talented guys last year, including Trayvon Walker, Jordan Davis on the defensive line. And now Jalen Carter is the next guy. We'll see if he can live up to it. Brian Breezier, another defensive lineman for Clemson. He was the number 1 overall prospect a few years back. He has been injured the past few years, so we'll see if he can stay healthy. Will McDonald, the 4th for Iowa State. You've got Will Anderson, who's kind of a hybrid linebacker, pass rusher. Jack Campbell, who's a really good, your typical Iowa hard-nosed football player. And then Noah Sewell, a former 5-star who is with Oregon. I am very high on Oregon's defense. I think it's extremely underrated and very talented. And Oregon also has a very favorable schedule after that tough week 1 game that's going to be versus Georgia. Then we've got the cornerbacks, Riley Moss, for Iowa. So Iowa is expected to have a very good defense for the Big Ten. A lot of low-scoring games with Iowa. It'll be interesting to see how they match up with Ohio State, but I'm expecting, honestly, Ohio State to blow them out, but we'll see. Ringo, another cornerback. He was a top 5 player in the nation in his recruiting class. He had the pick 6 to seal the national championship. Jordan Battle, the ball-hawking safety. Brandon Joseph, I think he's a little bit overrated personally. And then Antonio Johnson, possibly another guy that's a little bit overrated. I don't think he's first-team level personally. And then we've got the kicker and the punt returners and things like that. You can see Deuce Vaughn, the all-purpose back in the first team. Jake Moody, the kicker. So for Michigan, so we will see if he lives up to it. He definitely had a good season last year. And then the second team, they do have C.J. Stroud, of course, Deuce Vaughn, the running back. So Deuce Vaughn made first team all-purpose back and then second team running back. Wow. And then there's Sean Tucker. We know him. Keyshawn Boutte, the very talented receiver. Josh Downs, no problems with that. Michael Mayer, the superstar tight end. Really good tight end. John Michael Schmitz, the center for Minnesota. He's gotten some hype. He really has. Osiris Torrance. That's a great name for a guard. And you can see the rest of the offensive line right there, including a kid from BYU. Let's take a look at the second team defense. You've got Miles Murphy, who personally I think is a little bit overrated. I'm just, with Murphy, he was a 5-star, but I'm not seeing it with him. We'll see what happens. I feel like he's only being ranked high because he was a 5-star. He did have some sacks last year. He's a big guy. I mean, we'll see. Clemson's going to have a really good defense. They also have Trenton Simpson, who's also on this list. There's Nolan Smith and also Andre Carter II. So there are some really talented players on the All-American second team here. And then that's the secondary, Eli Ricks. I would say Denzel Burke needs to be included in here. I think that's disrespectful over Cam Smith. That's just my personal opinion. And how about James Williams? Guys, this is one of the reasons I'm so high on Miami. James Williams really isn't talked about. He was a superstar recruit that everyone thought was going to Georgia. He ends up going to Miami, and they've also got Leonard Taylor, who could really make some noise. Leonard Taylor was the number 3 overall player in the country, according to 247 Sports solo rankings, so that's interesting. There's some disagreements in there, but really I don't have a major issue. So this is PFF's first team All-American preseason list. It does have Deuce Vaughn as one of the running backs along with Bijan Robinson. I think Deuce Vaughn could finish first team because of the volume he's going to get. He's going to be the main source of offense for Kansas State. JSN, Jordan Addison, and Keyshawn Boutte. So they have 3 wide receivers. Is it formatted to where you can have 3 wide receivers? I don't know. Brock Bowers, that's the obvious pick. And then a few different picks along the offense. Normally, PFF does make some different picks. The defense, Jalen Carter, pretty much the same. Will Anderson. They have Nolan Smith first team. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know, has Nolan Smith really proven, outside of him being the number 1 overall recruit, that he should be first team all defense? I guess they're expecting him to really improve. How about Clark Phillips? Yeah, Clark Phillips is a really good player, committed to Ohio State, ends up flipping to Utah, unfortunately, and he's going to be in the spotlight for Utah. We'll see if he can live up to the recruiting hype. And then, so the egregious error here with the PFF rankings, that, it's just like, I don't know, there's a difference between trying to be different and just making rankings that are a waste of time. Like, to me, this type of thing is a waste of time. Like, putting Caleb Williams in front of C.J. Stroud. And I don't want to overreact to it because it's preseason, but it's just like it's almost like I want to say, what's the point? Like seriously, I'm not even going to get into it. They put Caleb Williams as the second team QB in front of CJ, and I'm guessing, they want a reaction, whatever. It's just, there's a difference. It's like, you can be quirky and you can be different and you can make a bold prediction, and then there's being just stupid. And this is just stupid. And you can see right through it. And you take a look at Blake Corum, there's Trevion, Xavier Worthy, Josh Downs, Mario Williams. Will be interesting to see how good he is. There is Mayer. And then how about Jordan McFadden, offensive tackle, Cooper Beebe. Be interesting with him. And there's some other guys there, as well as that Minnesota center who seems to make all the second teams. And then taking a look at the second team defense, how about Jackson Player? What a name that is. There's Andre Carter. There's Trenton Simpson. Similar guys you've seen. A kid from South Alabama, a cornerback. Jordan Battleson going to be really good. Brandon Joseph as well. And then, guys, another thing I wanted to get to. So, Fox does this pretty much every single week. New rankings come out where they'll release their own rankings. And, guys, these rankings that they release, there is one singular goal: engagement. They don't care All they want, the accuracy of the poll does not matter. They want traffic, they want engagement, they want quote tweets, they want replies, they want comments. The goal of releasing stuff like this is engagement. It's not to be accurate. That is not the goal. When they're putting these lists together, they're not saying try and make it realistic. They're saying do something ridiculous. And the something ridiculous in this, whether it's ranking A&M third, whether it's leaving Michigan unranked, so they want, Houston at number 13. I like Houston, but 13, how about Arkansas at number 9 as well? So Michigan State at it's just, guys, they want engagement. They're not supposed to be accurate. The goal of these posts, when they post them on Twitter, whatever it is, it's to get engagement. They're not trying to be accurate. Quote tweets, replies, site traffic, that's what they want. So that when they're doing it, it's like if you wanted to make an accurate one, it gets a lot less overall engagement, even if you did, because these predictions are just ridiculous. I mean, A&M at number 3 with their ridiculous, I don't even have to go through them when you've got Michigan unranked. And I say that, I'm not a Michigan fan, but obviously I'm a college football fan as a whole, and it's just one of those things where I keep seeing the same people get so angry at these type of polls, and it's like, if you just understand they're not making the polls accurate, they want you to respond and be mad. That's their goal when they make them. If you ignore them, they would stop doing this, but people will continue to reply to these and give them, and it's like, listen, I respect the hustle. I understand trying to get engagement and unique viewers, that's fine, but when it comes to people getting angry, you're just getting angry at something that is useless and meaningless, and it's all a business. They need site traffic, they want clicks, they want to grow, and I totally understand that, but it's like, people understand they're not doing this to be accurate. So I just wanted to comment on that, and you can see some preseason lists right there. But guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.